Hello.
Where is everybody?
They're all there. Where are you?
They're all there?
What are you looking at?
I'm waiting to see something.
Oh,
on
no,
the
that's
screen.
blank. That's just the camera.
You got the computers, you got the camera.
I've got too many things
There is
on.
nothing.
Yeah, she's looking for. No, that's what you got to look at right there.
Oh, I was looking the wrong place.
I've changed up our monitors.
And I was just thinking I was going to start by going, because it's so cold out there. Welcome to Ask Us Anything on January 5th. And I think it's only going to get colder.
It is cold. It's not too bad here. It's 22 degrees outside right now in Southwest Michigan.
We've had trouble getting Bo to come in the house.
It was 7 degrees this morning, above 7 degrees Fahrenheit.
He is a sled dog. He is a Norwegian elkhound. He loves cold. He loves snow. I looked out there yesterday and he's rolling around in the snow playing and grabbing sticks, trying to lure you to chase him.
Yeah.
He's totally enjoying this weather.
Well, a lot of people are not enjoying this weather. The midsection of the country right now is getting hammered. Just amazing storm if you've been watching it. I'm going to show you. Let's see if this will work. I'm going to try and go live and pull this on and show you from our live cam at our property in Tennessee, Loblolly Ridge. Now, I assume it still is, but
still our property, or
still our property. But I assume the weather is still icing, and you could actually hear it. So let me see if this will work. That is ice that you are hearing, and that is well.
What's the temperature there?
I don't know. I don't know what the temperature is.
Where's your watch?
Well, I don't know what the temperature is. I'll have to call up and ask, but that is.
I'm glad we're not there. I'm glad we're
in
our house.
So we are still in Southwest Michigan. We had hoped to get an earlier start, but we can't, and I'm glad we didn't. We put everything back because of the storm. It's crazy. We would not be driving because we would be literally driving through the worst of that storm today. The ice. Kentucky is totally iced in. Indiana is getting socked with a foot plus of snow. Tennessee is getting ice. So we would have been absolutely insane. Why didn't we do it?
We must be getting
older because
normally nothing stops.
Remember when the hurricane was coming? We went to the hurricane.
Yeah.
But I'm glad we didn't. I did not want to be driving down I-65. It is a mess. So we have postponed our trip. We're leaving Thursday now. Guess what?
Another storm's coming.
Another storm is coming Thursday. We don't know how big that's going to be, but this is our annual trip to the Tampa RV, Florida RV Super Show. Lord willing, when we get there, we'll be doing Ask Us Anything from the show from the show grounds. It hasn't opened yet, but we'll be there hopefully a week from tonight.
I'm trying to say to him that if it's, maybe we could leave Friday, but I know that
that
is not in your DNA to do that.
Well, we lose our camping spot if I don't get there at a certain time. So, we'll see. I mean, right now I'm looking at that weather and I could say, I don't need to go that bad. I could cover this show remotely. It's good. That's what green screens are for. We'll just throw up some, hey, we'll just wear t-shirts and put a green screen up. Nobody will know except probably Randy Dexter. He'll figure it all out, but the rest would not know. Anyway, hi to Randy. Randy is on tonight. And Gene Newman, hi to you. It is great.
This is Randy's message to us. Good evening from North Carolina. Wishing Mike and Jen safe travels. I hope you're taking your time. I would stay hitched up tonight so your hitch does not freeze closed and you cannot reopen it. Thank you, Randy. That sounds like very wise advice.
Yeah, we may do that on Thursday. It's supposed to be very cold Thursday night too, but we'll see how it goes. More importantly, the problem I have now is I have this tonneau color cover on the truck, and it is solid ice and snow. And how I'm going to wind up that cover and bind it up so that we can hook up the fifth wheel. I've got to find somebody with a garage that is big enough to get this truck in, or we'll just take a knife and slice it out. I don't know what we're going to do. We'll figure that out.
Well,
We'll do a video
you made
on
a
it.
suggestion, and I made a suggestion
Yeah. Well, we'll see
as to
how.
where to find a garage that we
Yeah.
can put this in.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. The thing is time. We're running out of time.
Otherwise, I'm going to be there with my hairdryer, you're saying?
Hairdryer's not going to work out there. All right. Listen, enough of our babbling. Just a quick reminder that for those of you who are members of rvcommunity.com, right after this Ask Us Anything, just give us 5 minutes and we will turn it around and we do our AUA afterglow for a half hour or so at rvcommunity.com. So just head on over there right afterwards and you'll find us there. And we look forward to seeing everybody. All right, let's get to some of your comments and questions. Ed Richards.
Greetings from soon to be very cold South Louisiana. Stay warm and safe, y'all.
On the RV weather space on RV Community just a few minutes ago, I saw that Chris Allen posted tornado warnings up in northern Louisiana. So the storm is something else.
Once years ago, the other side of the state where we lived, we had an ice storm and we were without power for a week. And it was cold.
That's why we ended up getting a whole house generator.
Yeah, we got a whole house generator after that. Never needed it, but it was there.
But it was there. Yep. Well, stay dry and keep your head down, Ed. Raphael in the Philippines.
Ooh.
He's from Visalia, California. So
how nice.
Hey, Raphael, thank you for joining us on Ask Us Anything. Jimmy Land.
Hello from snowy Kansas City.
I posted a link to a YouTuber that was showing interstate for the ice on the interstate in Kansas City. He posted it this morning. I think it was shot yesterday afternoon or maybe earlier this morning, but it just these cars and trucks just doing 360s and hitting into each other and just the skating rink that the interstates were. So,
and it was very shocking, emotional, seeing something that you were watching today where this girl was talking about somebody grabbed her arm and pulled her out of harm's way.
Yeah, she got out of her car.
She was in Florida.
Yeah, and yeah, it was on that video. That's those of you in the community, you can find it there. I posted that there. Well,
but to have somebody keep their footing and to grab you and get you out of the way of being hit.
Yeah, nice. Hey, I should do a pitch for the community, by the way. If you guys have not yet joined, please go over and join it. We have a lot of fun there. There's a lot of resources and more growing, including our brand new course, our RV, Mastering the RV Lifestyle. Join the community. Just go to that address, rvcommunity.com.
So should you have had the course for people to be able to join the community? They had to pass the course?
Yeah, they could. That's the first module. We've got 2 more modules that will be coming later on this year, and this will be fun. We really thank you guys who've already taken the course. That went up live on New Year's Day, and thank you for the great encouragement that you gave us for that. That's good. Mike Woods.
Happy New Year. Question. Would you go back to the Canadian Maritimes, and where would you go? Definitely, we would go back. In fact, we were a little sad that we didn't stay on another week and go farther north and see more.
Yes.
Because, I mean, you drive that far, you might as well extend it a little bit and continue north.
We did New Brunswick, and we did Nova Scotia, and we did Prince Edward Island. We would have also liked to have done the Labrador, the Rock, as they call it. And that is on the lower. Our tour was 34 days, 33 days, something like that. Mm-hmm. And I think there's one that's about a week longer, and that also adds Labrador. And that we would have liked to. We really did enjoy the Maritimes.
Yeah, I can't believe how much I enjoyed it because I was all fretful before we left because of the situation we had with Bo, that they wanted him to get revaccinated and all that.
Oh, those crazy customs and CDC laws that they then decided, oh, we don't need them after all. And it was insane. But, oh, well. Steve Egbert.
Okay.
Tulare, California.
Oh, that sounds warm.
Yeah, it's easy for him to say, hope everybody with snow
everybody
and ice.
with snow and ice. Stay safe and stay warm. Boy, the snow is not so bad, but the ice.
Yeah. Thanks, Steve. Cheryl Renee.
Hey, everyone, from Bedsole State Park near rainy Nashville. So how cold is it in Nashville? We got to find out. We can't call our kids because they'll be watching the Lions game.
The Lions game's not for another hour.
I know, but by the time we get done.
Go Lions. It's a big game for us. Big game. Matthew Blau.
Greetings from Findlay. It looks like we just may dodge the storm. That's
Yeah.
great
As
news.
soon as you hit much more from just a little south of you there, Matthew, and it gets pretty bad. So it's good. And Phyllis was just telling me in Iowa that it's just a little south of her today.
Oh, good.
So Johnny Lightning.
1 minute early tonight. 2025 is looking better than 2024 already. Coming at you from the brisk middle of the mitten.
Well,
We
had lake effect snow all weekend here. So
yeah,
that's my challenge now. Besides the cold, I don't know if we can pull that thing out through the snow right now. That snow's got to either blow away. It is right on the edge of being too deep to pull the trailer out and get on the. It's going to be last year. You all remember we had to have a heavy duty wrecker come and pull us out and get us around. There's a lot more snow this year than there was last year, and it's going to be a challenge. But I've got a bigger truck, and I got that 4-wheel drive, and we cut down a tree that makes it a little easier for me to maneuver into our driveway. So keep your fingers crossed for us on Thursday.
I think what you got going for you is the ground should be frozen.
Yes.
Last year, the ground, we
That's
had a
true.
warm spell, and you just sunk right in.
Sunk in the snow and in the mud. Sharon Childress.
I recovered an email from Fantasy Tours about attending the Rose Parade in 2026 or 2027. We are thinking of going in 2027. Any chance you would want to organize a trip like that through Fantasy?
I don't think us. I'm not a big parade person, and but Fantasy's been running a tour there for a long time, and people really, really do love it, Sharon.
There are so many places to go.
Yeah.
Sharon, put on your thinking cap, and I don't know if I'll get them across the country, but
I don't have a real desire for that. I would not mind one of their big parks, although we could organize one ourselves, for thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars less than a Fantasy tour. So maybe we'll do something. I don't know.
But it's a lot of work.
We just need some time maybe we'll all figure it out at our April Nashville gathering when we get all together.
Find out where everybody wants to go.
Oh, so there's somebody that's in the heart of the weather, Chris Mondo Biondo.
Yeah, from blizzard blasted Wichita, Kansas.
Yeah, I saw some of the images. I think you sent a couple over, Chris. Chris is the one who updates our RV weather for RVers space on our rvcommunity.com. And thank you, Chris, for doing that. That has become probably one of the best resources that we have seen in a long time for people who are traveling and want to know what it's like across the country.
Amy Lockhart, hi from Indiana. Indy is getting hit pretty hard. I bet you are.
I just saw some video from Indianapolis, afoot there. And that was tough. Susie Smith.
Good evening from Wilcox, Arizona. I won't mention the warm, sunny weather.
Please do. I wanted to. It was a toss up for us, Florida or Arizona this year, and I'm almost wishing I'd gone to Arizona because but we'll have fun in Florida if we can get out of our yard. Jimmy Land.
Ice in KC is no joke. Saw a big plow truck on its side. Ooh.
And those guys are professionals. They know how to handle ice and snow. So if it was on its slide, it was pretty bad.
Some hills in there.
Yeah, well, Kansas City's pretty flat, but man, I saw the image from the interstates. Man, it was something. Glenn with an exclamation mark.
Glad you're not driving. My wife and I would love to see the Tampa show. It is worth attending.
Yeah, if you've never been, it is a happy. If you've been, it's what people go back year after year after year. And most people don't buy an RV. They just go for the spectacle and to go see them because there's no place better. And I would say that it's even better than Hershey. The Hershey show in September is always fun, but Tampa is much more accessible. And, if you have a pet, you can bring your pet. It's outside. It's Florida. It's usually in the 70s.
It's getting so that Hershey is warmer than Tampa these days.
Yes. Well, Hershey, yeah. Tampa's going to be a cool show. At least the forecast of the first few days.
It was cool last year and quite a bit of rain.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes this year. James Massey.
Not as bad as some, but Central Texas is getting really cold. Michigan spring day at 28 degrees in the morning.
That is a Michigan spring day, James. And you guys have snow predicted now for the middle part of the week of next week or this. Yeah, the middle part of this week. I got them confused here. Watch this storm that we're getting hit with right now everybody's been talking about it for a week, but there's another one that's now coming up and they won't know how much it's going to be, but it has the potential for snow in Texas next week or by Thursday, Friday, James. So be careful. Chris Benetu.
It's a good thing I left Friday morning and made it to Florida today.
Yes, it is.
Good for you.
You can gloat on that one, Chris. Yeah. I wish we were there. I mean, it's always fun, but we had a miserable drive last year.
And it was awful.
It was just a dreadful, dreadful drive. And last year was the year I put the DEF in the 250s in fuel tank and ruined the engine. So I remember that with great dread. Don't make me make the same mistake, I'm saying. Inka Schultz.
When towing a vehicle behind a motorhome, what is the best device to prevent rock chips hitting the car being towed?
They say they call it a bra for the car. And a lot of people use those in Alaska on their motorhomes when they're driving the Alaskan highway. And you can get those, you can probably online, but auto supply stores. That's probably the best thing. And then whatever vehicle you're doing the towing with, have those mud flaps on it too, so the rear wheels don't kick up anything. And that should take care of the problem.
Sounds like a good
question. Carol Fife.
Hello from cold but quiet, Chesterland, Ohio. We had about 12 inches of snow Thursday, Friday, but only flurries today. The Grands are enjoying snowmobiling on their property not far from me.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yep, enjoy it.
That's
you get
what
it,
winter's
you
fun.
Enjoy it.
As long as you don't have to drive, on bad roads. That's the hard part. Thanks, Carol, for being with us tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Always good. Les Howard.
We plan to leave for Texas on Saturday, then Tuesday, and now Thursday. And let's see.
I can't read it.
I can't read either. I can't see it.
Oh, your tonneau cover, yes, which is frigid froze, went to a car wash and sprayed it, and then coated the track with silicone. So is that hot water at a car wash? Because it's so cold here, Les. If we sprayed it, it would.
I don't know what it would do.
It would turn to ice really quick, and it already is pretty icy. But I don't think they have hot water. But that's an idea. Maybe that's what I have to do with mine.
So is that the cover you have?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I'm never quite sure how you pronounce it. I've always just said a tonneau, but it's some weird non-English pronunciation. So I just call it a soft cover. Van Gores from Columbia, Tennessee.
East of Linden, that has rain and 54 degrees, but in the morning, 27 and light snow.
Yeah, from our things, it's ice that's hitting, because I can hear it on the microphone, and it's different than the sound of rain. Rain is a little softer, and this is actually some kind of ice pellets in Linden that seem to be hitting ours. You're not that far, maybe 70 miles, Columbia, 70, 80 miles to the north east of us in Columbia.
Rain and 54 degrees.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound bad.
Yeah.
But in the morning, that transition during the middle of the night, that's kind of scary.
Susan Taylor.
Grandsons, linemen, both out. One called. He was called to Virginia. The other, not sure where he's headed yet.
Grandsons, linemen.
Yeah.
Both of them are linemen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
One was called to Virginia and the other's waiting.
Oh, for the storms. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Boy, those guys really do cover the territory.
I was thinking about these guys that do this and just, what heroes they are.
They are.
Because they go into harm's way and sounds like, a certain type of person that loves the adventure.
John says, get a roof heat de-icing cable at a hardware store. Yeah. Yeah, good luck on that.
Over the truck.
Good luck on that. I'm not going to find any of that around here.
I'm
not going to find it. I think really that if I can get some help on the other end, we'll figure it out. We'll see. Johnny Lightning. do I need to buy a tractor? You know, Johnny, I've always wanted a tractor, and I probably could use it to pull out my pull it all out every year. We have decided we're gonna de-winterize next week down there someplace, but we're gonna leave it in Florida, I think, for a couple of months, so I don't have to bring it back up in the snow or take it back out. Is we'll do a little ride. We've got lots of places we got to go.
Oh, you coward!
Yeah. Yeah, Chris Mondo.
Because I'm not driving.
You're welcome. Okay, here's Chris got an emergency. This just in.
Emergency alert on our phones in Kansas. Emergency alert. Unless it is an emergency, please do not drive on Kansas roads. And you're moving that puppy. The entire alert posted on the community. Okay,
and that's at rvcommunity.com. And again, if you're not a member, come join it. You hear us talking about it all the time because we're having so much fun over there. It's such a great group of RVers who really help you. There's none of the junk that you see in Facebook and social media. We still have our Facebook group. We'll keep that up for those of you who, are against paying our little admission fee for the RV community. It's a cup of coffee a month. That's great. If you can't afford that, you don't have to stay on Facebook. We'll still keep that going. But the community has been so much fun. And thank you, Chris, for keeping that weather part always going. Patrick Mellema.
Greetings from chilly Pensacola.
Yeah, we plan to spend some time near Destin in the next couple
after
of weeks
the Tampa
too.
show.
So after the camper show. So we'll see you there. Steve Whitscott.
Hi from South Bend, Indiana. Looks like we're going to dodge this storm for a change. We've had very little snow or lake effect weather so far this year. It's kind of like a pattern, doesn't it happen, where you get every storm that comes along or else you just miss them all?
Yeah.
So a good year for you.
Yeah, just south of you, it starts up though, Steve. So you look at what's happening at Indianapolis right now. Davis, Tandy, and Buster. Hey, good to see you guys on.
Near freezing here in Knoxville, Tennessee, and raining. Charging the batteries today after many days of cloud cover. Very unlike normal Knoxville weather. Reminds me of Rochester, New York.
Which you fled, right? Yeah. Yeah. Well, Bo is
moving.
Yeah, Bo's moving. Bo's in here with us, but he is just loving this weather.
Oh, yeah.
Just loves
this
the
kind of weather, right, Bo?
All right, Janice Smith. That's why I'm getting the freezing rain there up in Linden.
Temp is 38 in Nashville.
Northwest Nashville at their home.
At their home.
Yeah. Cynical Chuck.
We need this snow up north so we can get the sleds out. True.
Yeah.
Cross country skis.
Snowmobiles. Man.
Snowshoes.
That was, I really like snowmobiling. I'll have to tell you my snowmobiling story sometime.
That can be.
Eugene Brown. Homosassa, Florida.
Are you familiar with that?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe you should look into creating a space in your barn. I wish we could to park your truck. We'd have to level the barn.
Yeah, that's too.
It's a funky looking barn.
It's
very
a weird
attractive,
barn.
But it's not.
I am
just
sure
a big
that if
storage shed.
it wouldn't be as we could build it. Yeah, it'd be really nice to have it in the barn.
We had a snowplow service last year, and it didn't snow.
And yeah,
and the year before our snowplow service, did they rip up just about every blade of grass we had?
Just about, yeah. So I didn't hire a service. I've been snow blowing it with our snowblower. It's a long driveway that comes into the
Curves
house.
around.
And Friday, I did it 3 times, but it kept drifting and blowing, and it almost needs it again.
And it drives me nuts because I want a clear driveway.
And you can't once you've driven a truck over it or a car or Amazon delivery or whatever it is, and there's ice, it coats on there, and unless it warms up, you can't get that off. So it's very hard to keep it clear.
Wow.
And it drives my neck wife nuts.
I am a neatnik, and I did part of the driveway, but not all of the driveway.
Oh, Red, you've got the best temperature right there, Southwest Florida. Look at that.
76 degrees today.
Oh, perfect.
Count your blessings.
Yes. Yes.
Now that hurricane season's over.
That sounds mighty awfully good.
We all get our something.
All right, quick reminder: we're running out of questions here, and when we finish this, give us time. We'll do our AUA Afterglow on rvcommunity.com, which is just kind of a continuation of this. Only we go upstairs and we say stuff because we don't keep a record of it. We can say it and nobody finds it again. Karen Horton, hi Karen.
Just jumped on, long day on the road with the other snowbirds, staying in Savannah Hotel tonight, back in RV tomorrow, Karen and Stan.
I hope you've missed the storm if you're in Savannah. And I think you're going down to Florida, so you'll be okay. Richard Rayborn, MD.
Stopping in Gainesville on the way down.
Probably on the way up. Probably on the way up.
We'll stop in
on
Gainesville.
the way back from Tampa, but not on the way down. I tend to stay at get down a little bit closer to Ocala for the night before, but we'll be there on the way back probably. Les Howard.
Warm water, and it was below freezing. Live in Waterford.
Lives in Waterford, yeah. Well, I don't know. I'll have to find out, but that would not be a bad idea if I could find it. But it is so, well, if you're in Waterford, you're in cold weather too.
Yeah.
We'll have to see, but that would be a great way to do it. Jeff Newman, is Nashville full? Pretty much, Jeff. We are trying to come up with a couple. We haven't announced that it's full, but we're trying to get a couple more, couple of more sites and stuff. But so it's sort of it's a complicated situation, which maybe we can.
Can I tell them what makes it complicated, or you don't? Well,
oh, you can tell them.
I think what makes it complicated is we buy a certain number of tickets for the Grand Ole Opry, and we try to do them all together. And then once we've bought that amount of tickets, to have other people come, we're not all going to sit together.
Yeah, and
we like us all to sit.
Well,
together.
And there's some other complications that
too, but that's,
maybe we'll talk about it on the Afterglow or something. But in fact, I don't think we can talk it on the Afterglow either. Send Wendy a note; she'll explain it. Queen Bear, but it's doing great. The event's going to be awesome. Queen Bear.
Currently 19 degrees in southern New Hampshire, an hour north of Boston. No snow here.
Well, yeah, I think you're farther north, so you should be okay for that. It's crazy, that weather. Jeff Carey, down in Zephyr Hills. Okay.
It is chilly this morning. 39 degrees. That does sound cold. And tomorrow, 36 degrees. This cold is going deep into the southeast.
Yes, it is. But hopefully it will end in a couple of weeks. They said it's going to be most of January. It's going to be cold.
Then it'll probably get hot.
Janice Smith.
Excuse me. We hope to leave for Tampa area end of next week. Got to make the show to see you two. Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, I should point out again the times we're going to be doing meet and greets. We will be at the show, and we're doing 2 meet and greets, one on Thursday, one on Friday, both of them at 1 p.m., and both of them will be at the Keystone, Montana display, which is a great spot, and that's booth 770. So look for us Thursday and Friday at 1 o'clock. Next Thursday and Friday at the Tampa show. We can't wait to see everybody. Joy Anderson.
What are you looking forward to doing or seeing at the Florida show?
Oh, gosh.
We're looking forward to seeing you guys. That's always fun to connect and meet y'all, as many as we can meet. And it is fun to see new things that we didn't even know that we needed to see.
I have,
sometimes we're told in advance cool, neat things. And other times you're just wandering around and you see things, and it's just really cool.
I have a whole list of RVs that you guys have asked us to check out and possibly do reviews on, and we're going to do a few of those. The thing we really do enjoy most is just whatever we run into that looks interesting and new this year. There are very few true innovations at a show like that. And I hate to say this, but most RVs all look alike, and the interiors all look alike because it's not that much they can do. And every now and then you'll see some European styling coming in, and that gets pretty exciting. There's a lot of buzz that you're going to hear this year about the Wingham, which is this Italian small Class B. They've been talking about that being available for, this will be the 3rd or 4th year. And this year they're saying, just like they said the other 3, it'll be available for sale this year. Well, it hasn't in any of the other years you said it would be available, but they're saying it now. And it makes me think that maybe they're actually bringing their CEO over from Italy. And they're holding a big press event at the Hard Rock Casino on Monday night. And we may go to that, and because that's supposed to be the big announcement. Will they really have this thing ready to go? And what's it going to be like? And it's on, I think, the Fiat chassis, and we've gone through all the other prototypes, and it's pretty interesting, but it hasn't been set for production yet. Now they say it is. So that's the first thing everybody's going to hear about. And so we're curious about that, but we're not holding our breath that it'll really be for sale. We'll see. So there you go. That's what we got for that. All right. I think are we about done? And
looks like we are.
Looks like we've gotten most of the questions. Somebody says a heat lamp to melt the high temperature. Heat lamp's not going to work when it's in the single digits. It just, says Dennis, it just isn't going to work. It's going to be crazy. So all of you who are on the road, stay wherever you are, stay hunkered down someplace till all this stuff passes. They will get the roads. The major interstates will be, should be clear and passable starting later tomorrow, but give them some time, and don't be reluctant to change your travel plans. Remember, I said that. So I'm going to hopefully keep myself to that rule.
I hope you do.
I'm going to try. Okay. Thank you guys for watching. We'll get a fun podcast coming up this week. And then after the podcast, we'll have a video on Saturday on the 5 upgrades to our RV that we have been most happy with. That'll be on Saturday. And I forget what I'm doing. Oh, and for those of you who go to RV shows, our podcast on Wednesday is going to talk about how to go to a RV show. We've been to every year now. We've been to all the major ones, and we've picked up some pretty good tips. So we'll try and make that process. Can be very overwhelming. We'll talk about that in the podcast on Wednesday. And then, of course, on Thursday, those of you in the RVcommunity.com will have our live stream, and we'll be talking about driving in difficult weather circumstances and some tips and some helpful advice on that. We'll be on the road.
You can be driving and
I'll be doing firsthand experience.
Yeah.
Make sure you're rolling tape all the time as we're driving. All right. Afterglow follows over at RV Community. The rest of you, will see you on Facebook or YouTube or on RV Lifestyle, the blog. Thank you guys so much for being with us.
Happy trails.
Bye, everybody.